Just checking my latency, guys. It's having lots of trouble here, so I had to restart. Okay. Phew, that was a bit of a nightmare. I had to start a stream, stop a stream, so hopefully a bunch of you aren't stuck over there. It's the professor with Day Trading for Success. We're going to get ready to trade live here at 9:30 a.m. if you're new here. And we'll be doing a range-bound strategy. And within that strategy, we're going to be trading a strike and recoil, which is basically scalping. So we're looking for a high and a low of a range. And then we're going to try to find some consolidation in between that range to take very 10 to 15 cent moves and get in and out with 50, 100, 300 shares, depending on what the stock is and how it looks. So that's basically what we do every morning. I had a tough morning on had a tough Friday, as you guys watched. I did come, some of you came back with me in the last 20 minutes I streamed, and I was able to recover quite a bit. I'll show you how we did there. Where is that on this? Here it is. So my first red day, God, ego, hurt my ego there. That's the first red day I remember in a long time because now, well, I did not put the swing on here or it would be a green day. Now I'm trying to keep it real to this account. So yeah, I'm usually able to recover small share size without a lot of trouble. But yesterday I had, not yesterday, Friday, I had a lot of trouble. So I just wanted to keep it real. So it should be, 2,200 or something in profit. Instead, it's down. So we're only going for 2,200 for the whole month. So I mean, my confidence is high. But even going one red day, it was interesting the way I felt because I felt angry about it. And it's not like, I've been doing this a long time, so it's not like that should be affecting it. But keeping control of your emotions is the big deal, And you wouldn't expect. Look. If a number's large or small, that depends on the person, right? I find that to be a fairly small number, and especially for the month, it's doable on this account. Not a big deal. But, yeah, it still bothered me, So, yeah, annoying. So let's hope that's not a trend. Keep it going. So some interesting news today, and I wanted to show you guys that don't know before I get into the news about something I'm going to be watching today, and that is this stock. And I've marked it in a way where you can see how a lot of traders trade this. I marked the gap so you can see it went way up off news with Meta like emerging, and then you either trade the fade down to the gap, or it keeps going long. And the VWAP is going to tell us, of course, nothing's obviously, same thing. Nobody knows for sure, but I'm just going to give you the probable way and the way that most traders in the studio and every place else who's going to jump on this morning, if there's an opportunity, because you don't get big momentum swings on large caps very often, And this is below 25 billion, but not much below. And it's considered a large cap over 10 billion, really. So, but we put it at 25 billion to trade usually. But this is where it matters. This is where most of the capital is on that VWAP. Hopefully you watch my VWAP video. Some people call it VWAP, volume weighted average price. So if it at the open, if it goes back and reclaims that, you know, you want to have a candle close over it, and then you have a target of maybe, I think 130 to 132 is a good target, but 130 could also be a psychological resistance. So, you know, another 3 or 4, but I mean, it might go to 150 today, who knows, right? But that's a reasonable target, since the only thing you have to go on is the catalyst. You don't have a consolidating type thing that we usually go. And then if you're going to trade the fade, that's usually the close of the previous day. I think I marked that gap. Did I mark it at the, yeah, maybe I did mark it at the previous close of the previous day. Let's take a look back here. Come on, baby, where are you? Oh no, I marked it at the where it gapped right there at a pre-market level. So anywhere, and that's very close to the close of the previous day. So those would be the levels. You wouldn't, you know, it's not going to probably go below that. And most likely, if you're playing it short, you'd want to get out before that. But, you know, that's how I would read it. I would get out before it if it started to go down. Like it might come up, hit the VWAP, not reclaim it, and then start to go down fast. And then you'd want to jump on normally. This is what traders do. Remember, you do your own due diligence and trade how you want to trade. I'm not licensed to give you any advice, nor should you follow anything I say. So these are just ideas, and it will be the one that I'm looking at the open to see if there is an opportunity for a trade on a large cap catalyst that has a gap. So, you know, you try to find these when you can get them. I will be making a video about gaps. It's not usually something I recommend with people, but you know, it could really work for you. So, you know, you should definitely learn. Let's just make sure everything's working for you guys. I had such a problem starting up the stream this morning. The latency was like 15 seconds, so I had to turn it off and restart. And then it says that you're using the key, you know, that you can't reuse it, so it won't let you start it right away. It's a bit of a nightmare to do it. And I see that the clock is, yeah, it's like 4 seconds off now, so we should turn off the clock. That's just going to confuse people. So let's get that turned off. Time of day off. Okay, so we'll just keep the date up there. Again, that's a guy that it's his own software, and I don't know what's up with it. It loses time. He really needs to fix it, because he does sell that. I bought that little thing that has the bigger time and the date. It's right, you know, about 50% of the time. Usually it's only a second off. I saw it was losing like 4 seconds there. So look at your Thinkorswim to see the time. So yeah, I will be looking at this at the open. I'm feeling fairly positive. The futures were up and everything. I don't know if it's changed since I last looked, but things are pretty good. I think marked up pretty well. I mean, moving up pretty well. Sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Okay, so let's talk about this indicator. I spent a lot of time on this, and I think I might finally have figured it out. And I changed the entire code and started all over again. Because one of the things I was noticing about it when it was working and the labels were coming up, it would call a day biased for the day. But then a lot of things would change during the day. And it's not, you know, it's so volatile right now, everything that's going on, that I now have it so it is dynamic. It is updating on a regular basis, and the first hour label will come on right when the market opens. At least it should. I have not been able to test it on a live market, just on demand, and it's always quirky on demand. So I'm very happy about all the different waypoints it has between the QQQ, the SPY, SMH, the VWAP, the 20-day moving average, and EMAs are tied in there too. All that is calced and smoothed to help call the bias for the long-term day and then the short-term dynamic that's going on. So let's see how it works. It might be ready for release. If this works as well as it seemed to be working, it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. You know, I bet it's more than 60% of the time accurate, but you know, 51% of the time is pretty good. You know, so it's a help. But we're always looking for you know, indicators that are going to give us an edge. So, and what are indicators? Just stuff that's just happened before, and they're pointing it out in ways that traders can understand it. That's all. That's all they are. Nothing's going to tell you the future. It's just going to give you a probability on what data has happened in the past. So there's a lot of mystical feeling about indicators, because they talk about AI that's going to project the, you know, all AI can do is look at the previous data, whether they're going back 1 minute, 1 year, 20 years, and then make a bias based on that, a probability based on that. It doesn't know any more than anybody else, you know, than anybody knows. I guess it's got a faster brain. But the whole idea about indicators is that the more you can get to line up to help you with the probability of a direction, then the better chance you have. And in the end, they could all be wrong. Let's face it. You know, so anybody who says that with my indicator, you're guaranteed, well, you know, you should run from that person, because he can't ever know that. But I do think that, you know, the more you get to line up, you know, you look at this right now. I mean, it's a strong day buys down now. So they're saying that the gap's going to reclaim. Look at all the charts are saying down. The QQQ says down. The SPY says down. SMH says, I mean, all these are telling you maybe you ought to go long on that stock right now if this was the open market. You know, like maybe you'd want to listen to all this data, you know. So target down's higher than the target up. Last 5 candles are red as opposed to 1 green. I mean, 4 are red. So then you look at the volume, much higher selling. I mean, you line everything up the most that you can. Even the MACD sent it down. Now the RSI says it's oversold. Where this opens relative to the VWAP is how I'm going to call the trade. I might not take a trade, you know, but I expect it to be pretty darn volatile. So. You know, the minimum, the usually 1 minute, it has roughly around 40,000 in volume on an average 1 day, 1 minute, on a 1 minute chart for an average averaged over a day. Okay, I think I said that right. So I was going to look at Apple this morning as well as a potential opening until this whole thing happened. Apple is so low, in my opinion. I mean, everything is so low. So people are deciding, is this the dip? I mean, we're getting such conflicting news on the war and fuel prices. It's like, you know, God, do you just wait and see? I mean, that's the smarter thing, I guess. But then you're losing opportunity. So I marked yesterday's closed, and this is a day average, another day average, thinking that going off of a dip down to like just below 250. If the market's still looking good, it's saying that the bias is down right now with all the data. If it drops below the VWAP, hits a dip, that's your pre-market middle right there. That's what that is. Average. Hard to believe. That can't be right. Oh, because it's not started yet. These are your ATRs, right? I don't know what these are. I'm lost. Why is that line there? Yeah, that's the ATR pre-market. Okay, so that's not the new script. So why don't we get that new script on there? I think it's yeah, I think it's this one because it's just beta. Yeah, that's the new script. So let's get rid of this one. That explains why I didn't understand what I was looking at. It's still showing pre-market. This is confusing me. I'm confused by my own scripts. Because this should be pre-market high up here, pre-market middle, I'm sorry, ATR high, ATR half, ATR quarter, and then the same thing here. These lines here don't make sense to me because the only other thing it really should be marking is pre-market. So that could be, but it was on both scripts. So this is the problem with coding. You gotta do a lot of back testing to make sure everything's working. Is that a pre-market high? That can't possibly be a pre-market high. Unless it's marking the previous day. What's really going to tell is when the market opens, it should show the 3 levels of the pre-market and then the 3 levels of the ATR. And then you're going to see the whole and half dollar come in, which I have made more closer to this dark color by changing the code. So it won't look so busy. You may not want all these indicators, it just depends. And I'm testing them out. I mean, most professional traders use like just 2 or 3 of the ones for the style that they trade. They don't put every one that's developed for a 1-minute chart. I like to explain why the price might be moving around, as a quarterback. Why might it be changing? So rather than it just change and I have to figure it out, I like the idea that, I really want the open to be marked with a line. I want yesterday's open and close to be marked. I have yesterday's close on Apple because that would be a dip opportunity. And then you guys saw me trading MU. MU was the one I made the nice swing on, and multiple swings on this over the last several weeks, and it was now it's just out of control. It's out of control. Are you coming up to muse me? Look at that. Well, analysts put it at a much higher rate. So, this is a potential gap too. I would not gap fade this at all. I would not. But it is a potential gap. Look at that. 46. Yeah. Geez, I didn't even mark that. I didn't even think about that because it just makes no sense to, it's terrifying to trade this gap, right? This is terrifying. So if you're going to trade the gap, you look at the close. You'd always look at the first candle in the post market and see where that closed. So that's 425.14, and this is on a 5-minute. That's why. Okay. Yeah. Well, in this general area. And we want to we'll make it jagged so I remember that. We said it was 14, so let's do 14, and there we go. Now let's analyze this for trading the gap here. Yeah, because the VWAP is up. It's not if it pulled again, if the VWAP was down here, guys, that's when you trade the fade. Like it's just going to come right back down. But since it's right up to it, then you have to think about what happens when the market opens right here. So if it breaks down, if it taps off the VWAP and goes up, and one candle closes after that, it's highly likely. I think the probability is higher. It will go up even higher, and you might want to jump on that rodeo. Low share size, low share size with MU, because MU just it moves so fast, and you could get stuck up here if it, So you just want to get out if it's not working. Get out. Max loss, and then if you're going short, because the VWAP's all the way up here, I'd be really careful trying to claim the entire fade. I might go short down to the half ATR. So yeah, it's a little harder to call. I'm not going to even draw targets on here, but having those things open up when the market opens, the pre-market levels and everything else is going to make it a little bit. And the trade off the whole and half dollars, and this is a very psychological type situation too. Whole dollars particularly. So right now, with all the data coming in, it's calling it a bias to go up, but it's moving back and forth. And this shouldn't be happening on the script. That's an older script that's happening. Pre-market does mess it up. Hey, give me a shout out in the comments and let me know if the sound is better. So I have a new mic stand, again, a second one that can put it out closer to me. So it's within, 4 inches instead of 8 inches. So. And then I reset the OBS to all these different, what they recommended to get the best sound. So please let me know if everything's okay or if it's like worse or the same or anybody that can give me feedback, I'd appreciate it. So yeah, this could be another gap to trade. It's not like you don't have to worry about the very first minute, because if it fades, it's going to go on for a while. What do we got? 9 minutes to go. I haven't opened a lot of stuff. Okay, so my general feeling was, Friday, I almost shouldn't have been trading, because what was happening was we were not getting consolidation. So I looked back, I was frustrated, and at the end of the day, we got consolidations. I jumped on, it made back half of what I lost in just a few minutes. And you can't always count on that, but it was nice. It made me feel better too, more confident. Like, how to do this. Just like, what happened? But yeah, when I really look back, everything was just fading and then giving you, like, no, it's done. Now's the time. Now you can go long off and it just kept going down. It's like, off the news, you just don't trade catalysts. You don't trade them. It's just not smart unless you're a momentum trader. So that's what happened. I should have just bugged out and come back later in the day, or just not traded that day. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. So news today is Mideast war is still driving the market, up to like $100 a barrel, unless it's changed since I just looked that up. With the oil high, it's an inflation risk, so fewer rate cuts, obviously. So we shouldn't really expect one, which is sad. If the oil stabilizes, the tech's going to rally. If the oil spikes up, tech's going to sell off. That's what's been happening. We talked about the NBIS, and I feel like that's going to keep going up today. We'll see. I think it's bullish, but we'll see. A lot of crypto momentum today. I was looking at MSTR and coin. So Bitcoin's strength is gathering overnight. It's pushing. So we'll look at that and see if that might be something to trade. If we can't, most likely we're going to find something that's grinding. I hope it's not like Friday. So the QQQ is long bias, SPY long bias, SMH is long bias. All these stocks are long bias. NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla, Palantir, AMD, MU, Broadcom, TSM, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and BABA. Hood and Coin are long bias. CoreWeave is long bias. WFC, I can't believe that even hit the... These are all ones that hit the scanners, guys. MSTR, long biased, Oracle long biased. I can't find anything that's short. Nothing short. So nothing is a short. What are you doing up here? Don't hit a keyboard, please. All right. I'm glad you're here because now you're going to give me good luck. Yeah, you're going to give me good luck today? Yeah, that's my microphone. Don't unplug it. Why don't you settle down and just purr or something that gives me good luck. Okay. That is our studio kitten. And if she's on my desk, then I get the good luck. So let me look at the overall news on Benzinga again and see if anything. Trump just posted something on Truth Social. Yeah, listening to Besson this morning was very helpful, and I think he made people very optimistic today. So let's see, I've got the SPY and the QQQ over here on separate charts. So this is my new chart setup to helps me follow these better than the scanners, the ones I'm really looking at. I might look at today. Anything could pop up. Tesla's how I made my money back in the afternoon. Seems to be my fail-safe. And this is the consolidation scanner that's coded. So some of the same old, same old folks. And then this one is 50K volume minimum on a 1 minute candle. Shows the spread here. This is coded in. And it'll have some different names. It'll be interesting to watch, like Hood. Oracle, I had Oracle up originally on my multi-charts. If you've been following me along, you wondered what happened to SPY and the Q. I have them over here. I have them separated. And they're both strong bias now, so according to the new coding. So let's see how well that works today. And then the second one I have, which is much lower ATR, and you only need 10K per minute. No, this one has a $3 ATR minimum. So different names came up here too. So if you don't have these scanners, I would get them, because if you're going to trade scalp and recoil or large cap range, these are very helpful to find the stocks early, so you're not wasting a lot of time, and they'll keep popping up. So yeah, now we have 4 minutes. I'm going to get off of MU and get back over to what I think is a better gap opportunity, at least less risky to trade this gap. So if you missed it, I have a target long and a fade down here off of the previous day's close. See how it's below the VWAP? It's already fading. So we would need a retest. If it came up to the VWAP, retested, and dropped, I'd play the fade. But if it comes up and a candle closes above the VWAP, I would go for the target long. That's the way I'm thinking about it. How many dollars is that? Yeah, I think 100 shares is, you know what, I'll go down to 50 to be safer, because this isn't normally how we trade, but it's, I don't recommend trading at the open. I just like the idea of large cap gaps, because you just don't get them very often. So that's why I'm zooming in on that. I said that's my story. I'm sticking with it. We'll see how it goes. Now this is what you see trade desk traders do. This is how they would pull their. They actually might pull their target to 33, like up by the ATR. But I think 130 is a real psychological level, the $10 mark. So I was just going to figure to take the profit before that if it continues to go up. I kind of think it's going to go up right now. It's saying that. See, there you go. It just switched. No, this is now set for by dynamic, not just call it for the day. So if it works right, it could be really, really helpful. Let me just make sure I'm not on pre-market still. Nope. Okay. I did a couple of swings on the other account. We have a minute and a half. Don't trade the open unless you can afford to lose. Very risky. And then we'll trade the scalp and recoil like we normally do. If you guys didn't see, I had my first red day of the month on Friday. I did make back half of it. Here's a look at that real quick. I'm not used to seeing that. Of course, I did have a swing that put me nice in the green that most of you saw on MU, but that's the reality of how this strategy is trading. So one red day. And here we go. But we're still 1,600, right? We're only going for 2,200, which is the average mortgage nationwide price. And I'm hoping we do quite a bit above that. And if it's not like scary news and people are dying, we might do the Disney World trip for four on a 4-day park pass next month. We're going to Disney. 30 seconds roughly. Are we ready? Good luck, everybody. Go green. Remember, max loss. Keep a max loss and get out. Yeah, this is going to spring. I really feel it's going to take the V. If it closes above the VWAP, I'm going to jump on it. I want it to close, though, above there. A lot of people are going to take profit first. So you might see a dip, and then you see it go up from there. I'd be worried about playing the dip. You can see I did the whole and half dollar levels. Boy, I am tempted to go off that dip. I got to tell you. Is it gonna hold that? What's our spread? 50-cent spread. Be careful, guys. Wow. 800,000. Is it gonna close above that VWAP? 50-cent spread. Wow. It's already gonna hit the target. Look at it go. I'd like to see it come back down. It was at right at 24. Wow, it's going to break my target. So it could go way up today. It says it's overbought now. Let this close and see what the next candle does. That's my advice. Just hold your water. Okay. Are we going to get a dip now? It's got to hold that VWAP. Yeah, I'm going to get in if I can get in. Tried to get in there. 79. It's there. It is. All right. It picked me up. So now we're in the risk zone, guys. So I'll probably hold this past the target if it keeps going up. 29. I might just want to take the money because of that. I'm not going to hold into this if it starts to drop below the VWAP. I'm out. So just holding into the move now. We've got such a big spread that, well, it's the spread's lowered down to 18. I'm going to go ahead and try to get that for a quick trade. Yeah, so there's the first bit, and there it goes way beyond it. So, man. So 32 was a trade desk call for a 32 was where people were saying this should stop, just so you know. That's what I heard, and I went below it to make money. Wish I had higher share size now. So it was a good opening trade. I don't want to lose it. We're just going for small share size here, guys. The tortoise work. We're working the tortoise here. You add it up, end of the month, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. Just take it slow and easy. Build up your account. So it hit 130.50 and turned around. Pay close attention to these half and whole dollars. Very psychological levels in a gap. They're a little stronger in a gap. Here's the first 5-minute close. Way over here. We're 2 minutes away. See how this is. The 1 hour came in and is giving you a dynamic bias. So I found these to be pretty accurate, but I only had on demand to check them. So I'm very worried about checking stuff on demand. Pay close attention to this VWAP. If it comes down and retests it, then we get it on the way, and it starts to go up. Then we can feel safe, fairly safe. But if it goes down, then you want to play the fade, because this might be the move, and then now it's going to fade. So I could have got, I think, $80 if I just held to the ultimate area there, but you know, so that's happy to have the money because now it's dropping off. Yeah, okay, watch the VWAP. Tested it. If it closes below it, I'm going to trade the fade. You know, I need the next candle to go red below this. So this is, you're playing with the big boys now. This is a different type of trading. You got to be really careful. And really these indicators matter. The VWAP and the gap down here where it could fade to, right down here. That's where it started, so you don't expect it to go below that. That really matters. This is the open and the close of the previous day. That's what those two lines should be. Oh, or is that the pre-market? I don't even know what this, I'm not used to using this indicator yet. I'll have to check into this. Okay, it's going back up, guys. What's our spread? God, it's not that big. Oh man. I'm gonna go for it. That's definitely a risk. Didn't get the best entry because I just went market. I don't like the way it's moving, really. It's got to show me some more love here. I'll take that if I can get it. Got it. Okay, so that got me up to the max I could have gotten on the first trade with my opening position. So right now, I wouldn't keep trading this. I'm not going to keep trading this. My advice would be that take a low share size, put a target up here, get on the ladder, or do a bracket, you know, like a 50-cent bracket, up or down. Brackets we haven't really talked about. Doing a bracket trade right here is not a bad, not a bad way to trade a stock that's just done a big gap. Just have to make sure the max bracket loss is okay with you. This one, it would have to be a pretty big bracket. It's just going to kick off right off the bat. Those of you that understand, you're setting a high and low, and it's going to move as the stock goes up. It's going to move your low up with it, so you're less likely to lose money. But when it goes back, it hits it, triggers it. So this is moving like dollars at a time here. So if you only have 50 cents on your bracket, because you don't want to lose more than 50 cents per share, it's going to kick off. Did I say that right? You don't want it to go down more than 50 cents in price. Oh boy. I'm having trouble walking away from this. What do we got overall? We got NVIDIA up to 84. AMD is, that was another one. Anything below 200 is an AMD purchase. Everything's going up. Apple's going up. Tesla's going up. That was the other one I was going to watch. MSTR is, that's actually got some consolidating action. MU went up and now is coming back down. So it's playing the gap, the fade there. So that's interesting. You're not going to see me trading that till it consolidates. Things are starting to come back down. China working on rare earths. This news just came out, 9:34. Yeah, we read his Truth Social post. And we want to wait for the market to go a little deeper. Got a good start here. And that's how you trade a gap stop. Now, what happens a lot of the times is it just fades all the way to the gap. And people drop in like 2,000 shares and just make massive money. But since that VWAP was up there, you know, the fade was unlikely because the bulk of the shares. What you really want to look for is a jump up to the VWAP's way down near where it started, where the gap is, and then you trade the fade, is what they call it. And it seems like my target was a really good target. My target's become a resistance point. Yeah, I went just below the 50 cent on that, and below the 130. And it would be interesting if this consolidates sort of at that level between the VWAP and that level. It's like it thinks it's found its price, that this is what it feels good with after the news with Meta. So this may be one we can trade. It's not one I would typically trade. You know, the volume is only 39, so the liquidity per 1 minute, 39K. So the liquidity's gonna be, I got filled pretty quick, but that could have been lucky, you know. So wow, AMD is going all the way back down. Was there some sort of news that things that drew things back? So AMD went back to the VWAP. Apple's going between the half and the quarter ATR, or the, no, this has got, so Apple's got the pre-market. What the heck is going on here with my indicators? Hang on, guys. DTS. So yeah, that's a different one. Okay, let me get that on this, because I don't like the fact that I'm missing the. Let me put the DTS in. Yeah, I think it's maybe study 6, or is it this one? I think it's this one. What did that do? Is this beta 12? Sorry, DTS beta 12. Is that what I just got? No, I want that. No, let's get rid of this. Hang on. DTS beta 12. Yep. Okay, so they're both on. Does that mean they're... I don't think any... I think if they doubled, they'd be in the same spot, so... So what that gave me that the other one doesn't seem to give me is the pre-market. That's the pre-market middle, those dotted lines, and the pre-market highs right there. Is that right? Man, this is why I'm not making this available yet, because I don't even know what I'm looking at. Apple has now reclaimed its pre-market. And AMD is continuing to fall. I do not get it. It's no bad news. All right, let me see if AMD has bad news just generally. They've got a collaboration they've announced. That was at 8:56. I don't see bad news on this stock. And what that could mean is that, you know, did you see that Thinkorswim was just frozen again? What that could mean is that there is going to be a retracement back up. That's why I want to look. That's why I came over here when I saw it go both ways. Oh my God, don't do that to me. It's lagging. My whole platform's lagging. Probably because I have too many friggin' indicators on it. Yeah, see how long it took to draw that? That's a lag. We'll do it on the, there we go. So it found a home at 196 to stop for a minute. The open, yeah, so here's our opening down here. Right at 195. What does this look like? It's grinding at about 5 cents. There's 10 cents. Barely. But grinding and then going the right direction, going back up would be what we'd want to look at here. Might just want to go over to Apple. Good God, stop doing that. I'm going to take this off because I've got to work on this. Let me get this out of here. I just want to be able to see how the other one was working. Was pretty fine on pretty good on the levels, and I need my levels. See, there's my pre-market levels: high, middle, low, and then your ATRs are marked here, and that's better than what I was trying to read a second ago. As you can see, there's your ATRs: quarter, half, then the full should be up here, right there. Yeah, I don't know why it's not going all. No, here it is. This is high of the day there. So still on AMD, but I like the better look here. Let's go to Apple. We're not really where I'd want to trade yet. We're getting closer. Yeah, we just hit the 15-minute mark. So let's look for some consolidation here. We've got a good start for the day. Yeah, Apple I marked out to trade for the grinding here. Okay. What do we got here? Look for 10 cents in like less than 10 seconds. Had 5 cents. Yeah, there you go. All right, so it's got enough liquidity, and it seems like it's got a resistance right up here just above 252. Let's do a smoothing level based on where it peaked early market there. So 252.20, just a guideline, nothing you're going to want to drop 1,000 shares in, but I'll just take a look to see if we can start. Let's get this up to 100. It's much slower than the other one. And see how we're doing here. Let me get my news over here. Apple launches AirPod Max 2, 937. Okay, well, you would think that's generally good news. Is it now going to go break higher for the day? There's our half ATR. I'd like to, if it dips back down here, I'll grab it. What's our spread? Our spread's only 5 cents. I'll go in market. Looks like it's only 2 cents most of the time, so. We also have the pre-market high right there. That's a better thing to look at than my little level. It's just staying here now, so. Volume climbed, as you can see. The buyers climb with the volume. It's dropping back down. Kind of holding the 50 cent. Okay, so that's a bit of a reversal sign. So let's see if it breaks down on the 1 minute. 5 minute candle's a bit overextended compared to what it's been doing. Seems to have found a spot at the 52.50 that it wants to fade off of. So that's where I was going to take the trade, where it just hit it there for a brief second. Probably should have done it because, man, it looks strong going back up. Sellers didn't make it all the way to the top, less volume. All these things you want to look for to try to make a decision Yeah, I should have grabbed it. I already would have had a trade if I grabbed it down there. If it gives me another chance, I'll grab it. Yeah, I'll take it there. What did I get it? 37. Oh, market killed me there. Market killed me. Going in on market. 37. Jeez. Okay, so that's a lesson learned. I actually want to get out of this trade. So let's see if I can get it into the 40-cent range here just briefly and just get out of the trade. There was an opportunity and it looked like it was going to break, so I held it. Okay. All right, we're going to hold this. So a possible add would be down here, back where it was getting some support, right along the VWAP here, 5180. I'm close to half what I would want to do to trade this share size today. So I could hold it into a swing if I wanted to without hitting margin. Looking for anything over 10 to 14 cent positive trade just to get our beak wet, so to speak, on Apple, and then try to trade some consolidating levels. That'll put us near $100 already for the day. Boy, it looks like it wants to go up, huh? Break that 50-cent level. We had $9.09 briefly. Don't know if I would have got it there, but it's making a flat top, so that's a good sign to break out. We'll catch it on a breakout. I want it to come down first is what I want it to do, so I can add to the share size. And then I'd be, in a much better position. If this was 5180, yeah, I'd be close to like right around 52. Pre-market's at 52.10. I kind of tried to grab it there I think it was the 25, and I ended up with 37. So I already would have had a good trade if buying at market didn't mess me up. And now I don't want to stay hostage here. This is really slow. So what's going on with MU? MU still, it went up to 54 and came back down. And now the NVIS is fading. It's on the VWAP. It's just acting just like it should be. That's how it should be acting. Oh, let me out of this trade. Please, give me a spike up. I'm looking at the ask here, okay? I need to get into the 40-cent range in there. 43, 44, something, not $2. I'd like to have it more than $2. But yeah, this has just told me that it's too slow to trade this. MACD sending it down. Let's see if it can give us something down here to grab it, to add to my share size. Yeah, it's just the sellers are so weak. It's just like, it's going to go right back up. You can tell, by the way, that inside the candle, you can see the sellers and the buyers. That's why this indicator is so cool. Okay. Buy the bid when it gets low enough. Anything below the 52, I'll add to the share size. I should have picked it up. Going back up. It's going back up. Is this going to be the time? Getting that FOMO feeling. Yeah, Palantir looks very grindy too, like it might be. All these will have higher not so much liquidity, but a better order flow for me to get in and out, you know, price action wise. If Apple's just kind of grinding. Okay, we're just gonna get out. Let's get us something that's just anything green. Just get out. Growing moss on my butt. Hit 35 cents for a second. I'm at 37 cents. It's like, come on, guys. Get up there. There we go. That's a profit, technically. Going to get picked up at 42 cents. It's not much. It's 5 cents. So it'd only be $5, but it gets me out of the trade, and it faded off of that. Yeah, I know. I waited a long time to make $5, but I want to leave this stock. So don't judge me. There we go. $4. I'm sorry. It wasn't even $5. All right. So let's take a look in Palantir right away first. First, let me look here. So the uncertainty of the market is even making this barely move 5 cents. Yep. Okay, let's try to find something better. I'll go back to AMD for a second. Staying at the 97. Oh, my God. It's not even moving. That was 7 cents. No, I want something a little better. What's CoreWeave keeps hitting the scanners here? What's it doing? That was 5 cents. 6 cents in less than 10 seconds, 6 cents. How about this one? No, volume's too low per 1 minute. Okay, I haven't gone to do NVIDIA yet. I was thinking that it was going to be the grinding one. So I'm looking to see how many pennies this moves in 10 seconds, up or down. Yeah, 5 cents. What else? Of course, I could go right back to Tesla, which is my go-to. Let's take a look at MU. MU hurt me the other day. Why isn't it on my scanner? MU's not on the scanner? Really? Did it fall off the scanner? Oh, I guess the volume dropped. There it was. I just didn't see it. Okay. 5 cents? Yeah, that went up 20 cents. This is the scary one. Let's take a look at it. For this strategy, it can hurt you. We'll go down to 50 shares before I forget to do that. All right, we've got some good grinding action here, right? Look at that. Well, that's the high from the market magnet. Oh, am I on 1 day? Ugh, I've got to change this to today. The magnet's not even working. Everything's going to get fouled up. All right. We definitely want to use the market magnet. So there's the magnet right there. So this level where the magnet is, we're kind of at the 49 level right here. And it went all the way up to 54. So that's a $5 move. So we got to be careful. Do we have any patterns here? I was almost making a head and shoulders there, which is interesting. But I don't know, 1 minute, I don't know how much I would respect that. This is our 5 minute. It's too early to have much. Looks like it might be trying to create a pull flag on the 5 minute. Oops. So this was a resistance for a while, the 451 right there. And now it's kind of a support. So that could be to go long. It's saying day up, 1 hour up, strong still. What was our open at? Oh, I can just look up here for the open. The open was at 46.16. 446.16. So we're way up from the open. Yeah, this is consolidating closer to the open down here at 48.50. See the price action come in above the magnet, so this is going to go back up, not down. So if I can catch a dip here, anywhere near the 51, a little lower than this, I'll go for it. Definitely going to be using ask and bid to start because of the spread. See, it's taking too long. It's about to go up. We got to, if that magnet pulls up, then people see this data in different ways. We're seeing it the best way, I think. And it is coming in. This is price action that just happened. That's the volume profile tweaked. It's called the market magnet when it's tweaked this way. Yeah, we never got a dip. It already went up like 40 cents. So this pulls up, then you're going to have more volume up here than what was down here at this price level. Where's our VWAP? So VWAP's starting to come up. Look at it come across. There's the magnet. I just saw it coming. I should have probably just got in, but I felt like it might be at its high there at that point. For this short move, I mean, you know. I want to try to get in here. I'm getting in above it if it grabs me. 32. There I am right there trying to pick it up. Oh, and then it really flushed. Okay. See, I saw this coming in here. That's at 49, so that's where I might get some support. See, this is the one that killed me on Friday. Thinking about adding, but I really want to look at everything before I do that. Yeah, it's coming back up. Yeah, I don't want to get stung again on this one. It just, you know, broke the level, but it didn't stay down there, so that's a good sign. At least for this trade. Man, it is moving 20 cents on that ask. I could hit it, and it could be just the wrong way. Tried to get it there at 71. So weird. I said it was 71. Oh, it was $1 the other way. That's how fast it moved. Like, why didn't it pick me up at the 71? So, yeah. That's too bad. Made me want to go market now, you know. All right, so this is where I have to decide. I'm going to go for it. See if it gets me at 80. That'll bring me down 25 cents right above the 51. I'm going to get out. It took too long to get me there. Let me reassess. This is 39.65. That was almost $1 above the VWAP. This is going to pull the magnet back down, so it looks like it's going to go down a little bit more before it goes up. Let's see. Yep, there's the magnet now. People like this price area. And that's where the VWAP is, so that's your consolidated capitals right here. It's taking away all my profits on NBIS. Yeah, that was a lower high. You can look at data so many different ways and look back and go, why didn't I see that? But now, will it use this as a resistance? 3 black crows coming down on a 5-minute. I now want 3 white soldiers. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, I already would have been out of that trade if I picked that up right there. It's sucking me in. Of course, if it picks you up, right? Yeah, the market's still strong. SPY's going down a little bit, but right now, but it's still up for the day. Well, I've got faster price action. I'm just in the wrong spot. Any new stories on this? Maintains a buy. That was at 942. Okay, well that wasn't that. That was a while ago. Tried to add it at the VWAP. There I am. It's taken a long time to pick me up. Still, look how far it went. I would be out of my position if it had picked me up for a profit. Of course, it might not pick me up on the way down either. You know, I mean the way back up, I mean. Trying to get out of the move. I'm leaving it there because I want to catch a spike. I'm going to take it off now. But we're about $1 off my position, so. Which would have put me at like 449, like 60. I would have been out of the trade if it picked me up down there. Oh boy. Tried it again at 51. I'm hoping that the oh God, see, it's doing it to me again. This is what happened before the other day on Friday. Oh dear. How far do I let this do this? I think it's going to recover, so I'm holding it. Now I've got it 50.41, so it was just there. It was just there last minute ago. So let's go back up there. That's too many red candles. I don't like the look of that. The fact that it broke the VWAP, it needs to reclaim that, guys. We got to get to reclaim the VWAP. Now I'm just trading a falling knife the wrong way. Looks like amazing consolidation on AMD. Tesla's way up to broke 400, 401. Apple's went up, hit the ATR half and faded. Perfectly hit it looks like. Getting FOMO for some of these. It's green across the board, like everything's up right now. So this should recover, so no panic yet. Price action's above it, that's good. The buyers were a little weak there, unfortunately, but it is a reversal sign here. If the next candle holds it, then if this candle goes green, then it's a better chance of it staying above the VWAP. It's got 16 seconds to decide. There it goes. 2 seconds. All right, good. It held green. We're climbing out of it. Did you not hear me say we're climbing out of it? I don't think it's listening to me. Just take a breath. Obviously, don't go past your max loss. Do not make a bear flag on the 1 minute, please. Here's the pole. Here's the flag. Or you make a really wide flag up here. This is how far I have to go. I'm like right here in this area. So I could put my my position as a resistance point. Oh my God, will you stop? Will you stop that? I was watching this guy screaming at the screen. I guess he's really popular. I don't know if he's for real, but he's very animated when he trades. I guess he's a big TikTok presence and screams and yells, shakes his butt at the screen. It's just like really stupid stuff. You would not want me to do that. I'm gonna have to get out of this. It's just like I can't let it keep fading. Oh boy. Yeah, this is a long way down to play off that level. 38. We don't want to do that. That's $12 down, $1,200. All right, so I got to start thinking about where to call this. At the pre-market high there? Yeah, that's the pre-market high right there. Yeah, 450 should be a psychological resistance really, but we were above it. It did make a bear flag. You know how it goes. The second I sell it, it's going to go straight up. I had an $80 win already, so just about $100 down for the day. Hoping we don't have a repeat of Friday. Wow, Tesla's 402 now. Second time Apple retested its half ATR. Remember, we were there though. It was so slow. I got my speed, just got it the wrong way. Got my liquidity. This is not a swing I would want to hold. This is pretty high. It's kind of how I felt when I was at the 425 level the last time I got a swing. That's a good sign. So briefly, the volume went above the last volume as it was going up. Now you see all this coming in here, so it is sending it up. Those are all the indicator points that say we're going back up. So magnets right there. There we go. Big spike. Yeah. Let me out of this trade. Get up there. God, you were close to letting me out there. That was close. One spring up there I was only 40 cents off my position for a second. Past the VWAP, turned around, magnets up there. Man, it really looked like it was going to make a move there. And now look at it with the volume surpassing it. Sellers do not want that to go up. They're just battling the heck out of it, huh? Fortunately, that tombstone on an upward climb is saying that it's going to reverse and go back down. The rickshaw man would be near the center or at the top. This is a tombstone, but it's not really at the top of a trend. It's kind of a little. Plenty of time. We're just hanging out on a Monday. I already hit the gym at 5:30 a.m. Felt good about that. What goes down must come up. You know, I almost didn't trade this because of these shenanigans. This is what hurt me on Friday. I'm not going to add to the share size. I'm not going to. This is it. Whatever it does to me, this is it. I'll wait it out a little longer. Oh, man. I was going to say, like, if it gives me a chance, maybe I'll just take a lesser loss, but then that's just, I just feel stupid if it started to come up here again. And you wait all this time. Wow, that's a $300 loss now. Man, come on. Wow. That's my last, it's my last hurrah right there. The pre-market high. $447 would be, I think, where I would want to get out of this trade. That's that. Yeah, well, pre-market's a little lower, but really, oh, God. Yeah, that's it. It's going to break 447. Wow, it broke it, then it came back, then it broke it. I'm going to take a hit here, guys. It's painful. Maybe 447 will be its support, but it doesn't look like it the way it's pounding down. Oh, there's a reversal sign on a 1 minute anyway. Magnet's way up here. VWAP's way up here. Everybody's up here. Who's down here? What's going on? Jeez. I gotta dig out of this hole now. That's it. That's painful. All right, so what do we add here? 252 down. We had 2 tiny good trades. And that one hurt me, so I'm just not on a good roll these days, huh? Okay, you better not turn around or I'm going to shoot you. So from looking at the charts, AMD is now heading back up to the half ATR. Apple would take me forever to dig out of that hole. I think I have no choice but to try Tesla and just see if I can, because I'm in a hole and I need to have something that's got a lot of liquidity in it. I don't want to keep chasing. I don't want to chase MU down. So let's see what I've got here at least. So you see it didn't quite make the high ATR there. Take a look at this. Yeah, okay, so no doubt that's doing fine. Oh, we've got a 50 and 100 moving average up there. Oh, we got the... we'll keep this at 100 shares. Yeah, if I don't see it, I'm just not going to take it. I'm just putting some smoothing levels to help me. That's a potential range, which is about $1. It's got the half dollar and whole dollar in the middle of it. I need to look at the overall. It's just overall going up. Which is interesting that that's happening, but I mean just overall for the stock. I mean, I thought 400 was a low. So what's our overall market is still going up. People are still, even with the war, still like, whatever. Yeah, SPY and the QQQ are up, but they're saying they're weak, moving, continuing to move up. Sellers weakened here. Yeah, the bottom of that 5 minutes, like over here. This general area. It's like right at 401. Just trying to set like how deep to, if the move went against me, where do I want to look, you know, for how deep to hold. Yeah, look at that. It held that level twice right there. Let's go ahead and mark that as sort of a center line. Just ideas, guys. Just ideas. And when you watch them trade at trade desks, the big scalpers, they don't mark the lines. They just take note of it. I find it helpful, but they definitely look at stuff like that. No question. What was the volume that it kept stopping at? What was the, I mean, they definitely do that. So, all right. So I'm inclined to, even though I want to trade at long buys, I'd be inclined to go short if it got anywhere near that 402.90, which was the high, right at the high there. So play off that level. 66 is where I drew that smoothing level. But I'd rather buy a dip down here. So I'm waiting for it to get up higher before I go short. If I get it wrong, I have about a 10 to 15 cent recoil to just take the money and get out. It's a long climb to get out of the hole, but it can be done with that recoil amount. I'm going to be green today, one way or another. That's my, if I'm coming back in the afternoon, whatever it takes, I'm just going to get green. But it is a little depressing that this will be the second morning in a row where I started in such a big ditch. Usually I'm just green, you know, all the way. Yeah, I don't have a good call, guys. This is my good call for short, was up here. For long would be down below the 402. I would think about going, okay, so now we're getting me up into the area where I might consider it. Hit 80, that's 85. How strong is it? Okay. I tried to get it there. Wow, I already had a recoil of 20 cents. I'm going to get out. All right, here we go. Looking for a recoil. Tried to grab it at 77. The longer it takes, the scarier I feel about it. Looks like it's gonna pop, and it's not picking me up. 82 was as close as it got to me on the ask. The spread's pretty big, but it's not good. It's not undoable for me to grab it. I was getting ready to just flatten or do market. So if it's like it did if it's going to do like it did before, it's going to fade pretty far off that new high. So it went from 402.73 down to like it went down like a buck. It's tempting to grab these little ones, but it's just too risky. Let's see if it breaks this smoothing level. That's at 66 cents. Or, you know, I'd like to see it retrace its past behavior of about 8 minutes, 9 minutes ago. 10 minutes. Just not giving us enough. I mean, it's plenty of recoil. It's 20 cents, but it's just, if it doesn't pick you up, then you could be screwed, you know? It's going to make a flat top at 403. Let's see if it breaks it. So it took three. Ah, boy, there it goes. It's got a new high now. I'm going to trade off the high. See if I can get a spring again. Take it. Just a little trade. Rather be long biased, but it could make a big move down here, so we gotta play it cool. Apple finally broke its ATR. It's coming up to its high ATR. Yeah, there's Tesla's high ATR right there. AMD's just sitting on its ATR, half ATR. And NBIS is almost back up to the target of 129. Oh my God, look at it go. It's dangerous to chase this for sure. We need this kind of data, not this. So that's why I'm waiting it out. I don't like that I keep catching the recoil on the short, but I feel like I want to go long, but it's not going low enough to dip down enough. It's at the 50 cent now, hanging tight there. 42, 33, tempting. All right, I'll see if I can get it. It picked me up, and I didn't even make a sound. So I got it at 98 for the bump back up. Again, now I'm finally long biased, but it's making a pretty big move down right now. World 350. So we're looking for this to go at least closer to the 50 cent mark. Up 403.50 would be a good trade to get out. Might be just getting too greedy because there's 20, 25 bucks there a couple times I didn't take. Yeah, I should have just taken that, that money. All right, how big a fade is this going to do here? So this was that original level where it was stopping. That's only 30 cents off my position, so I'm definitely not going to add there. These are the same two stocks that got me on Friday. One was like 250 and the other was like 700, and I had to work back from that. Could have got out for even there. At least it's not just plummeting. Well, now it is. So it broke the 9. It broke that smoothing level. It's teasing me into adding to the position. 402.50 it hit. Keep hitting green for the day a few times there, but this won't let me. There it goes. Finally, it lets me drag it. Since I started trading, I mean, I'm not that far down on this stock, but the day is young. This is normally when I stop, so I'm kind of stuck in trying to get green. It's got to stop in this area for me. Yeah, it did it. Oh boy, look at you go again. You are hurting me. VWAP's way down there. What's happening with the market? Oh, the whole market's going down. Is there some news? Say, could it trigger a bear market? Shows oil stocks often. That came at 10:30. A big story came out in Benzinga at 10:30 about the war triggering a bear market. And then everything went down. Everything went down at the same time. Wow. That's just so emotionally stupid. I need a green candle. I'm just going to get out. I feel it would be a lesser loss. Yeah, I was just thinking about adding, and I saw that story. And it shouldn't affect the market, but it looks like it's going to, you know. So both the SPY and the QQQ turned around right when Tesla did here. They started to go back up. And then depression set in. Reversal sign, meaning it should go back up. Sellers dropping, less volume. People don't like it down there. Let's jump back on this. Give me some increased volume going up, and I will add on the way up if that happens. And I would just use market to do it. You need to close up here. You got 11 seconds to tell me you can do it. Okay, that was good. That's going to give people some confidence. 5 minutes shrinking back, so there's more people above the 402 up here. More people up here. Let's get up there. Breaks 402. I'm thinking about adding. See how low the sellers are? So it's signs are that it's going to go up, but maybe that's just, oh God, now the SPY and the Q are dropping fast again. Yeah, I'm just going to get out. Wow. So I'm just watching them plummet. They both broke the VWAP. Here's what I'm looking at over here. Just like, not that Tesla necessarily goes where the tech stocks go, or but they don't like the news apparently. So now I'm in the hole again. It's not insurmountable, but it's annoying. So what I regretted on Friday was I just kept trading when there was no clear sign. And it seems like, well, certainly not with this stock. It's just not giving me the consolidation I need. And then I got bored with the others. What happens is you get in a hole and then you want the volatility to get out. And we all know what that's like, right? So that's what I was looking for. And but I need the volatility with consolidation. Just looking across the board here. I mean, believe it or not, this one does look like it's consolidating. I judge those QQQ and SPYs just in this environment. I give them a lot more, credence right now, because just trading in this environment, the day trading is it's almost idiotic. Where every breaking news story can make all stocks. Everybody's like on the edge of their seat right now. So it's kind of stupid to even be trying to do trades, and we're waiting for the bottom, and $27. That's $2. That's a $2 level there. I did the same thing too. On Friday, I went to the only green stock and I made it red. I'm just remembering the trauma. Oh dear. We're doing good for the month, but we're going the wrong way right now. Yeah, I'm having a really hard time, guys, calling it these last few days. It really, from Wednesday, I felt like I was getting lucky. Is this impervious to the other news because of the merger? That's kind of my logic. I'm kind of thinking about stuff before I really zero in on a trade here. Sometimes you're such the micro data that you miss what's right in front of you. You think it's a long, but then look over there. What about that story? What were you thinking? Well, I didn't have that data. Why didn't you look for that data? Because I'm stupid, all right? Leave me alone. There's always somebody to say, oh, I saw it. You didn't see that? So 10:36, another new story came out on this 1 minute ago. Huge new deal with Meta. Stock pops. So really, it would make sense we should go off the VWAP if it acts like a momentum stock, even though they're repeating basically the same story. A bunch of people are coming over here now. There it goes. See, it went up from 40 to 70 cents. But I don't know if that's really attributed to that yet. But you were supposed to bring me good luck, kitty. What happened? What's our VWAP at? 28.14. I'm going to go in at 128 or close to it. 128.11. I'm getting out. It didn't pick me up fast enough. I'm glad I got out of that. Let's see if it keeps pounding down. Try it again. Again, you got to pick me up. I'm not gonna hold it there for this. If it had picked me up, I would have got 60 cents, $60, because I would have had it at 90 cents down here. Annoying. Still says the target's down on average from the last ones. See how the sellers went way up there. What a recoil that was. Just didn't pick me up. I don't know if you saw it. It was at 90 cents sitting over here. There's two different indicators on these two charts. I've determined that I have to work on the other indicator if you miss that. Take a look at the bigger picture here. Making a play down. There's the market magnet level. 50-cent level down there. Can that hold it? If it stops consolidating, then I can't trade it even. It's just having some tiny retracements is all we're getting as it goes down. So level to 220, 127 would be a spot you'd want to see it hold. There's the open way down there, 125. Yeah, I gotta wait. I don't know what this is doing, but it's not consolidating. That much I know. I missed a good opportunity. It just didn't pick me up. All the charts I'm looking at now. You look at these other charts, it's like the only one that looks maybe doable is Apple. We're on MU right now, so that looks consolidating, but no, we're not. We're on this one. I already lost the money over there. Yeah, Palantir is one I was thinking maybe, but then not when I look at that chart. AMD just rested along that ATR. Obviously I could look at other stocks. I didn't really see what coin was doing. It's up about $1. NEO is up just about 20 cents. And then MSTR is down. So the ones that might have gone up because of crypto are down or are barely up at all. $127 gonna hold it. Can we get some Look, it did it over here. It spiked a couple of times here, but did hold that level. A lot, actually. That's a kind of a smoothing level I made early on. See if it holds this and starts going up. What do I need to make? Bad way to look at it. I need 350 bucks on this trade. No problem. Most people, ideal is about 400 a day to really make a living. They're getting their 8K a month, which, if they have Social Security, is really good because they're really getting over 10K. Just depends on how you want to live. You have some sort of other investments, or you already own a house, or 8K a month is usually going to do it for you. 10K would be better. 15K would be even better. So. But I think our sweet spot we want to go for eventually is 400 on this as we progress through the year. 400 a day. Same share. It's the same share size, really. Just maybe a little bit more, but it's just holding the trades longer, more like the RV. It really seems like it wants to hold this. Look at the 5 minute. I mean, that's interesting. Ah, wow, what a gap that was, the way that jumped up. All right, so we know we can, for the most part, trust that level. So now I'm going to stay here a little longer. Maybe it'll bank off the VWAP and go down. That's 20, just over 128. Sellers weren't exactly grinding it up for us there, just shooting upwards. I mean, buyers. I'm sorry. Buyers weren't really sending it straight up. As far as the volume, Here we go. Thinking about shorting it now. It might try to reclaim its whole deal here. So the VWAP is where I'm looking to possibly short it. So here's the ask over here, only 15 cents off that level. I haven't even taken a trade yet on this since I came over here. Seems like I've been here forever. I tried to get a trade. Give me one. Stopping at the 128 even, pulling back. The way this is moving, boy, I don't think I want to go short off that level. I'm not going to go short. There's the VWAP. Now, if this drops like crazy here, then I'm thinking about going long, actually, if it pulls back to the 128 a bit. I'm going to try that. It picked me up at 92. Don't start going the other way now. It looked really good, like it wasn't going to reject off the VWAP, but now I'm not sure. 92. Yeah, I had a little bit of a green trade there, but it wasn't much. There it goes. So that was 13 cents up. Nope, here we go. It's trying to hurt me again. Just didn't have enough to go on. I mean, I should have just played the VWAP fade. I will add down here and dig my hole deeper or get out of my hole faster. It's the nature of trading. It's what you got to do. You can see, you know, how the VWAP's really respected as a level. It often is, you know, and this one, because of the way it gapped, the VWAP is, I think, should be more respected, which I didn't do. Here we go. Is it going to hold 27? I'll go in. Let's give it a shot. Tried to get it at 84. No, I don't like the look of that. Man, it is not my day, huh, guys? It's a bigger hole to bail out of now. I mean, you had RSI say it's going to go up. I mean, 127 was respected. I mean, it went a little bit, this went lower than it's gone before this time, but green for the day on this one again, but come on, that's not good enough. All right, we're going for it on the way up. I'm trying to make something happen. Look at that. I was 32 bucks for a split second, but it wouldn't have picked me up on market. Would have probably hurt me. This is a winning trade if it picked me up right now. You know, so. Wow, could have got green there. 18 seconds on this candle. Last one was nice and strong. It's got time to thrill us. You know, I called that right. I just didn't get out of it again. There we go. So this is above my position on the ask. I need it to really spring up there to get out of the trade, though. And right now, that's what I feel like doing because it's been punishing me so much. I don't have any confidence to hold it like it's going to go up. I got nothing to go by, you know. That's my exact position on the ask. I'd really like it to pound up toward the VWAP so I know I'll get out for a winning trade and not end up, you know, slipping into a red. And then there's logic of a lesser loss. Which is starting to sound pretty good. Time is it? It's almost 11, guys. Jeez. It's torturing me today. Sellers are weak. They're weak. Signs point to going up. See the MACD? It's going to go up. Yeah, let's get up there. I need this number to be above the 57 over here because the split it's going to give me is going to be terrible, you know, the fill. Getting closer to making me feel better, but no, now it dropped off. There it goes. So this 5 minutes about to close. So we want that 5 minute to close green. And it gives me a better chance, probability wise, if that happens. See how it's crossing it over right here? 5 seconds. And there might be a jump, you know, from a bunch of long on the 5 minute traders. Let's see. Close green. Sign a reversal on the 5 minute chart from its 3 black crows, now 4 crows. 4th crow eating the 3 black crows. Oh my God, are you just going to torture me here? I suppose this has never happened to anyone. Come on, baby. We need some good songs, maybe. Good momentum, uplifting songs. Used to be this group or this organization. It was called Up With People. I don't know if they still exist, but occasionally you'd see them like take over the wait staff at a restaurant, and they would be, everything out of their mouth would be optimistic, and they'd sing and clap, and I'm not sure what their whole deal was. Positive thinking, whatever. Shouldn't knock it, right? Took me for a loss. See, I just got one to get out, but I was at 80, so it took me for a loss there. It was green, and then by the time I hit it, it showed $3 down, then it showed more down. So it just took me for a loss. Annoying. Annoying. That's what I was worried about. I had to wait for it to get higher, but it's getting so late that I think I gotta call it a day. So I might come back on, guys, for a later stream to dig out of this hole. What am I at now? So I'm at over 400 right now, 372. So, which one was that? Tesla was 97. And then I had, this used to be 80 bucks. So, yeah, it just kept getting worse, right? So what does that do for us if I didn't come back? It puts us down at 13, just below 1,300 for the 2 weeks, which is, you know, on par to make the 2,200 still, but it's just depressing. Oh no, we're on Monday. What am I looking at? Okay, so we're on Monday. So I don't know. Sorry guys, hope you didn't get caught up as much as I did there on those. And there it goes. I mean, it did consolidate at that area, you know. It went much slower than I was thinking. And I was just off price target there. Yeah, that's kind of where I got out. I got out right in there. Just is appearing to look better than it does right now. And I know that I can't call it, and I want to keep trading to get out of the hole. But this is when you dig deeper and deeper because you don't clearly see the trades. I tell you, Apple is just resting on that ATR. But you remember how slow that was, right, when I was looking at it? You know, on the 1 minute, I mean, on the bigger chart, it looked like it was So if it comes back, it hits it, you might have the escalator strategy. The VWAP is coming up with it, and this is a really good price for this stock. It's a day trading price. I'm not taking any swings right now because I'm waiting. I don't think we're at the bottom yet. I'm waiting for the bottom. So I will start to clue you guys in on what I'm going to do every morning on my swings. I know a lot of people ask. And I'll be using brackets and low share size for you guys. And I'll be picking 2 to 3 stocks a day just to see. It's kind of like a day trade swing is what I'm talking about. But we'll wait and see. I'd like to start it when I'm not having. Well, what I'm waiting for is the market to look at Apple go, huh? Maybe I'll take one trade into Apple. How slow is Apple? Let's see over here. Oh, it did go 7 cents there. That was something. 64. I think I'd have to get into market on this, and then I'd be sitting here for another. Yeah, I'll be sitting here for 15 minutes. So, okay, guys, I will see you soon. I might stream back later today to make this up. So I'll let you know. Just, have your alerts on. All right, guys. Have a good day. I hope you're green.